everybody? Welcome to Love and Relo, the voice of the relocation industry. I am your host, Ben Cross, and I'm so blessed and honored to be here with my good friend and colleague, Adam Sotelo, video production manager here at GLOMO.
Yep. How's it going? I was going well, man. What are you up to?
Oh my gosh, we were just oversharing pre-broadcast here. Nothing
true.
to see here. Hopefully that doesn't come up. No, we're talking about video, ironically. I was telling the guys, okay, I'm gonna tell the story. He's like, here we go. Get in the comments if you want to hear me tell this crazy story. Hit that like button. We're gonna be talking about video. This is the power of storytelling. It's kind of a series we're doing as we're doing more and more video production for the industry. I'm going to tell this crazy story. If y'all want to hear it, let me know. Get in the comments. Let me know who you are, where you are. We're going to be talking about all things video. What's the craziest thing? We're going to lead off with the story. What's the craziest thing that video made you buy? Okay. Adam, what are the two objectives we're going to accomplish today with the audience here?
Okay. So the two objectives that we are really wanting to attack today is twofold, more kind of a bell curve situation. So we want to knock out on the far end of the bell curve is companies, entrepreneurs, individuals that have maybe been afraid to pull the trigger on video production of any kind, or video production of any kind that requires a budget, that requires some thought process of investment rather than a spending mindset, and really just give them the comfort to know that statistics are showing that there's a big positive ROI with companies really adopting video production and video marketing in general at whatever scale you want to apply that with. The number two is being able to help a little bit more in the middle of the bell curve, maybe companies that are already investing in video production, understanding the power of storytelling through video and marketing and all that, but help them understand that they don't need a massive budget. They don't need the hundreds of thousands of dollars to gain that, quality cinematic storytelling that maybe car commercials do.
You mean these movie companies aren't working with Apple budgets over here? These amazing Google commercials we're seeing. All right. Yeah, I like those. I think those are common misconceptions people have. We got people getting in the comments here. Hit that like button. Get in the comments. I want to know, what is your favorite commercial you've ever seen, or a commercial that made you think about buying something because it was so good? I'm going to share with you my story. Yes, Scott says, Chappie saying, bring on the stories, Ben. Okay, I will. I'm going to tell you a story about how I got married and why a video got me married and how I'm going to sue Beyonce. Adrian says, checking in live at GLOMO headquarters, the hail capital of the world right now. Yes. Some people make it rain. We make it hail. Scott saying, hey, gentlemen, good seeing you too. Good seeing you too, Chappie. Jillian Guzda, go Adam. Excited for this. Awesome.
Thank you, Jill.
My club
She's a rock star.
She is a rock star. We actually might even show a video of Jill today. If you're good, y'all. If you're good, you might get a little video.
You just may. What do you say?
What do you say? Drew Phillips saying, good day. Drew here with Relo Direct coming. We're kicking rhymes.
Yeah, I was like, that totally worked out.
Yeah, it totally worked out. Live from, coming to you from San Francisco Bay Area, listening for some storytelling fun. Drew, tell me what your favorite storytelling video or commercial was. Richard Majewski saying London here. What up, Richard from across the pond? Adrian saying one of his favorite commercials was the original caveman commercial from Geico. So easy a caveman could do it.
And then cutscene to not cool.
I gotta tell you, I absolutely hate those commercials. I gotta tell you,
it's all good.
The Geico, was it Geico or Progressive? What's the one that does the one about your parents? Like you're turning into your parents. The guy's washing his garbage cans. He's talking. He's in the hardware store and she's on like the phone on speakerphone or something.
I'm like vaguely. Oh, I
don't know about those. Richard. Okay, I'm going to tell my story here. Richard's saying, I constantly quote the advert, take me to the Hilton, says it all. And something Airbnb have put on its head, live like a local. I heard a story once, Scott saying, I heard a story once about Drew Phillips walking with a wild bison down the strip of Las Vegas. Scott was the bison.
There you go.
Yeah, awesome. That should have been filmed though. Think about how much better it would have been if that was a commercial, Scott.
Listen.
All right, so real quick, we were just talking, like, kind of joking around behind the scenes, and I was talking about I got married in 2010. Been married 13 years to my wonderful wife, Olivia. Shout out to my wife if she's watching. And it was because, well, I don't want to say it was because I loved her.
There you
Dang
go.
it. Okay. But it was also the summer when Beyonce's song came out with the video, and it's like, if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Don't be mad because he wanted or whatever,
There you go.
And she's like, Adam's like, please stop, please cut. And she's doing the dance with the little hand, right? And then Adam says, that's the power of video.
Exactly.
And he's not wrong.
Guilted into him.
You totally well, it put everybody on blast
Yeah,
that summer.
it did.
Every guy who had been engaged or with their significant other for longer than a year probably was on blast.
Yep.
When that song came out. And so then I went and got a diamond ring, and I was just saying, like, Beyonce should have been getting checks from De Beers because she sold a lot of diamond rings that summer.
Exactly. There you go.
And so we're kind of talking a little bit about how storytelling is used to sell stuff. And Sandra's saying progressive commercials, they hit a bit close to home. Yeah, that's funny. Jana, what's up, Jana in Rio? Happy Tuesday, guys. Glomo from Brazil. Proud of our team. Share your talents, Adam.
Doing what I can.
So what are some of the misconceptions, Adam, that people have about video that you're hearing here? And I know you shared some stats with us as well. If you want, tell me where you want to go with it first.
Yeah. Well, I think we can start with some stats. Let's throw up some Marketing Insight Group stats here.
We're gonna give you some stats about marketing videos that you may or may not know.
So we can rock and roll with that. But I saw some trends. I think that'll really, put some people at ease with some scarcity mindset if they're afraid to really invest in video nowadays. And
that's really what it is, scarcity mindset. Like, I'm going to do this, spend this money, but what's it really going to get me?
Yeah. And it's definitely the I want fire before I put wood in the fireplace kind of concept. And so from 2016, it was roughly 61%, as I'm seeing here, percentage of sales that were being done through any type of video marketing. And that has increased to 2022 to where it's now at 81%.
81% of sales are being done with video.
Specifically product companies and like direct B2C.
Yeah.
So,
well, and even I would say are we counting commercials too?
Yeah.
So like when we're talking about these Geico and Progressive commercials, that's video. I'll tell you what, I never was like a guy to click on ads on the internet.
Right.
Like ads, oh, get out of here, X out, whatever, avoid. But the ads, the ads on Instagram right now, the video ads on Instagram, they've sold me those business cards with the chip in it that you can jump over and zoom your information over.
Yeah.
I'm just doing this because like that means what I'm talking about. I mean, I've bought like ugly sweaters. I've bought
like 3 pairs of shoes. I've bought a suit.
Bought a suit.
Yeah.
That's one. Hey, Dad, let me know. Have you bought anything off of an ad, like a video ad on Instagram, Facebook? I want to know what's the craziest thing maybe, or something most recently that you bought off a video ad. I'm really curious what people are saying with this. Yeah. What's another stat we got?
All right. So we can now go to HubSpot. So HubSpot got some great stats here. Here's kind of a head twister for some watchability here. So the average person watches 17 hours of online videos per week.
I honestly, like, that seems low to me. That seems low to me. Let me ask you this. What is your screen time? Do you ever look at what your screen time is on your phone?
Gosh, yeah.
Are we going to admit things right now? Are we going to get really uncomfortable and admit things?
I can check the battery.
Who out there knows how much their screen time is? Did you get a weekly update that says your screen time is X hours per day and it's up or down from last week?
I got 5 hours.
Bro, you're a good person.
Yeah.
You're a good person. You know what my average screen time is per day?
Is it like half the day?
He's looking at me like you're a bad person. I think it was like over 10 hours
Dang.
per day. It's also why you're in great shape and I'm not.
Listen,
You're over here like doing things with your life, and I'm just on the screen.
just trying, man. I've let 25 pounds lost, by the
God
way.
bless, man. I think you gave them to me. That's messed up, man. I didn't ask for them.
I left them around here somewhere.
So the average person watches 17 hours of video per week.
Yes.
What platforms are these on?
And so it is majority Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So those are kind of the big wigs right now. Twitter, not as much because there's not a lot of video, you know.
Yeah.
But
Does this count Love and Reload numbers?
I don't know. So
Does this count
fresh,
LinkedIn
so fresh
native?
in the game.
Yeah.
Compared to what these stats are. But no, yeah, it's like it's full. It's counting full videos. I think it's over 1 minute watched of a video. It counts into
over
that.
a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know on LinkedIn over 3 or 4 seconds I think counts as a view for us.
Gotcha.
I would imagine some of these things are short format, like 15 seconds. So I imagine those are
Yeah.
views. Here's another stat that came up: 66% of people say they watch videos to learn about a brand or product.
Yep. And I can vouch for that a ton. That's the first thing I look for, given I'm a little biased, obviously, because I do videos, but it is the number one way that I learn about companies, brands, stories. Why should I even look at this company? Why should I care about buying their product?
I want to ask people out there, do you use video for product education? Like to teach your customers about your product or service? And I'm not counting educational. I'm not going to count like, now you've bought, you're a customer, and now I'm going to show you how to navigate our software,
Right.
or you know what I'm saying, like educational videos. I'm talking about like informational video, like to sell, to market to people. I want to know what you think about it. Are you using it right now? Do you believe it has a place? Where are you in that journey?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question for people to kind of do a self check, if they would rather read about a product. You know, I know photography's up there as well, or if they would rather actually have a commercial, whether it's, you know, let's say it's a bottle company like Contigo, right? The
You say
video.
that like really nice.
Well, yeah, well, I think, isn't that what it means? Like
I don't know.
Contigo,
I don't
because
know what Contigo
in
means.
Spanish, Contigo means with you.
Oh,
Contigo.
I had
That's
two
like
people in studio that knows what Contigo means, and I'm like,
yeah, there you go. I don't even realize you had one in studio. But yeah, I'm gonna watch a video of like the lifestyle of me using that bottle around the world, right?
that's a really good video, actually.
And that's kind of where my immediate brain goes to. But I'm also gonna maybe research like what's their story, like why do they care about what they're doing? Like, are they funding any causes? Because I like to make
Do
sure.
we care what they care about? Like, how much do people really care about what Contigo, the bottle maker, cares about?
I mean, if you ask anybody who probably buys Nikes, probably not that much then.
Wow. Wow. Shots fired against the Nike Corporation. Good thing Phil Nice not watching.
Bam.
No, I mean, I'm asking the question because I believe a lot of people do care.
Yeah.
But I've also, been called a millennial and some bleeding heart kind of person. But like I believe that brands have almost an obligation or a necessity to educate their community about what their values are and what they believe in. Because when we buy something and we choose to sport the Contigo brand, Contigo brand, it means something. Just like you were saying, Nikes, it means something. And we're making a choice because the logos and the styles that we're signifying something to the outside world about who we are, our personality, our values. So
100%.
then, so if you're expecting people to wear your stuff or carry your stuff around, how could they possibly do that without knowing what you're about?
Exactly. And video is just one of the most powerful mediums to do that in. That is quick, it's effective. You can really get to people's hearts pretty quickly. Obviously, music, that's a whole nother element.
Don't even get me on the Beyonce
Yeah.
video again.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's true though. It's true. So there was always the saying growing up, right? A picture is worth
1,000 words.
1,000 words. Well, then what is a video worth? I would say it's like 10,000 words.
All right, 24 frames per second. So 24,000 words.
24,000 words per second. It's true though,
Yeah.
right? So if you show me a 15-second video, I think what we've seen, the amount of information that you can relay in 15 seconds and the amount of persuasion that you can execute on in 15 seconds, like in a, and I know we don't agree necessarily on TikTok, but but I'm just going to use TikTok for like as code for short form 15-second video.
Yeah.
The amount of stuff you can teach somebody in a 15-second TikTok, that's mind blowing.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah.
We got people checking in here. Let me know what you think out there. Hit that like button. We are coming to you on the Love and Relo channel as well here. Let's see. Richard saying, in honesty, thank you, Richard, for being honest for once on our show.
Yeah.
In honesty, I try to avoid watching commercials on TV. Are you the guy that like as soon as it comes on, you just like out of spite, you just go up one or jump and then find a commercial? Because you know I think they talk. Like, yo, we're gonna run ads at 5:05.
Exactly.
Everybody run ads because whenever you jump around, it's all ads.
It's
you notice that?
Yeah, you're like, darn it.
But Richard says, but I'm looking for them now, and I don't have to watch Trump in Miami on every news channel. For those of you who don't know, Trump was indicted on 37 felony counts today. Thanks, Richard. Appreciate the update. Usually we get West Ham football updates out of Richard. So
right,
that's great. So you'd prefer commercials to the U.S. Political news coverage? That's fair. I think commercials have gotten better.
Yeah, they have. I believe so. I like more social media ads.
Yes,
because I mean, as much as I don't want my my FBI agent to know what I'm doing all the time, I do like when they get it right sometimes, and they like send me an ad that I'm like, oh yeah, I was just thinking about this. Kind of weird sometimes. I get it.
It's weird, but you kind of like it at the
like,
same
all
time.
right.
It's like how we give our entire privacy away, but we do it in exchange for convenience. Charles Beatty is saying it's great to see Adam on the other side of the camera.
Oh, thanks, Charles. Appreciate that, man. We're
gonna see how it works out, Charles. So
round 2.
Everybody that's enjoying Adam being on this side, get in the comments. Let us know. Throw that support. If you don't, I will delete your comment. Tim saying I only watch 59 seconds, so I don't show up in any data. Tim's a clown, dude. What are you doing, Tim? What are you doing out in Rochester?
You would.
What do you think about video, Tim? Would you use video for RoadSense to communicate what you do? Charles, would you use it for Acme to communicate what you do? Richard, the #1 space for video right now, real estate, and you're in the corporate housing business. What is the application there? I'm really curious what you think there. Danny, shout out, hey, Ben and Adam watching in New Jersey. Adam's incredible when it comes to video work. He has begun helping our team tell our stories through video since he joined GLOMO, and it's been incredible to see how he puts it all together so we can share with others. Thank you, Danny. Should we show Danny's video?
I think it's a good time to.
What do y'all think? Should we show Danny's video? So we did a commercial. We started saying, you know what? We should have commercials. We want to have a commercial. I don't know if they call it. Do people even call it commercials anymore?
I mean, yeah. I think it's. I would say campaign.
Okay, campaign.
Video campaign.
We want to have campaigns.
Yeah,
we're worth it. So so Adam's like, all right, bet, let's do it. And he came up with this amazing campaign. Adam, you want to just tell people before we show them what it was about?
Yes. So
the inspiration.
It all started with me wanting to go to New York.
Yeah, no, legit, it did. And Adam's like, how do I get to New York?
How do I get New York paid for? Well, kind of.
He was kind of going already,
yeah,
but he wanted to stretch the trip a little bit. Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
I love the honesty.
But yeah, I was planning a trip to New York, which sadly enough, I didn't get the crescendo of what I went out there for. Braves Mets game got rained out, so
that stinks,
very sad. But I was able to be toured around by Jillian, one of our amazing recruiters, and her awesome boyfriend, and we got showed around this and that. But through that, we were able to have a really good brainstorming session where we got Danny out there, we got Jill out there, you know, Ree's in DC, so she that could have been a potential for her to be on as well. Next time.
Yep.
And so I figured, I'm like, we need to really be able to amp up your services in the recruiting space and what GLOMO's been able to do. And I saw a video that came by my LinkedIn feed, which was a Glassdoor video about finding like the perfect job.
Yes, because Adam's been looking for jobs lately.
No, first of all,
Jill saying commercials have not gotten better. If I hear the Burger King commercial one more time, I'll lose it. Jill, maybe it's because it knows you want hamburgers, Jill. You know, it's one of those
Listen.
things like your commercials probably say a lot about you, to be honest with you. So, you know, Adam's job hopping around and Jillian's stuffing her face with hamburgers. Guys, just own it, y'all. Just own it.
But anywho, the Glassdoor commercial was great because it just showed a gal, you know, living her life through the city, and the app being able to kind of show her all the things that she needed to see about a company before she applied. And so for us, I'm like, wait, like we do a lot of that, or you guys do a lot of that for the candidate.
Yeah.
You guys do so much for a candidate,
Right,
and so much for the client, so that it's like matchmaking of, you know, and what do we say? It's like find your happy place.
yes.
And
That's kind of been our campaign kind of idea, is to find your happy place. And to, I just love that slogan, find your happy place. You know,
yeah, I think it's great.
we spend so much time at work, you're doing work stuff, right? It's like, you got to be happy there.
100%. And so through some brainstorming sessions, you, me, and Danny, because he was here for training, we put together an idea of being able to follow a day in the life of some of our recruiters and really show the work they put into to really help candidates and clients be a good match.
All right, so let's roll it for everyone. Do we have it queued up?
Yeah, we got it queued up.
Normally
right here.
Adam's like in the corner, so he didn't have to talk and play music at the same time. All right.
So let's drop the banner here.
Drop
Let's go. And then, all right, ready, y'all? Here we go.
At GLOMO, it's our mission to help candidates find their happy place. With our dedicated team of recruiters, we make sure to source, screen, and identify not only the best talent for your position, but also for your culture as well. Our team will continually keep you updated on the progress of each search, and we will work hand in hand with you until your search is complete. With our core values of truth, love, and fun, we are determined to make your company better with each candidate that we place. We understand how fast the market can shift and the constant movement that can take place within an organization. So whether you're scaling your business or need to hire due to a change in the market, GLOMO will be there with you every step of the way.
Wow.
There you go.
What I want to ask everybody out there, what did you think about that video? Did that make you feel like kind of any differently about our brand? Did it, you know, what's the reaction? I just want reactions. Put them in there. If you didn't like it, you can put it in there too. But I mean, tell me, what did it make you think? Tim Quirk says, thank you for changing my name to Eric C for the video. Yo, Tim is way underrated.
Yeah,
comically.
man. Hey, we had to hide the witness.
Yeah, we tried to redact the names to protect the innocent. Yeah, I'm just curious, what did you think about that? For me, when I saw that video, well, first, honestly, it made me I was like cheering, like literally like vocalizing my happiness when I first saw it, probably because GLOMO's, you know, my company, and I was just exceedingly proud watching it. The second emotion, or quasi first emotion, was I was emotional. I literally had a tear in my eye because seeing Danny and his family, for me, it was just so real and so genuine. And I know his family, I know his kids, I know his wife, I know how hard he works, I know him as a person, as a father, as a husband, and it just touched me in a way. I was just moved. I was moved.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, I'm glad I was able to go up there, you know, meet Danny's family.
Yeah.
The star of the show, Lily.
Lily, Danny's daughter.
Yeah, just stealing all the scenes. being awesome, and really being able to come together as a family to help put this together. I think it was great. So glad Danny loved it. And I remember he kept asking me every day that his daughter kept asking when I'd get it done.
Yeah. Let's go. We need Lily managing all the projects here at
It
GLOMO
was
HQ.
like the next day. Is it done yet?
Is it done? Is it?
Yeah.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Yeah, I'd love to know what y'all thought about it. Sandra Clary, deep smile on the overall mood elicited. Yeah,
Okay,
deep
I
smile.
like
I
it.
like that. Deep
Yeah.
smile. Because I think for me, one of the things I wanted to see was us touch people on a visceral level, on an emotional level.
Yeah.
What's that saying? People don't remember what you say, but they remember how you made them feel.
Yep.
And I don't really remember the words from that, but I do remember the way it made me feel.
I forgot the script, but
Forgot
man,
the
it felt
script.
good.
Well, you know what I'm saying? For real. Like the words sometimes almost get in the way
Yeah.
of the emotions. Kind of like this show. Scott Chapman looks great, solid message, felt very personal, giving a comfort level. Scott, does that play for the mortgage industry?
That's a great question.
Would you run like Scott's company, Prime Lending, big
Right.
big national brand, right? They have ads, whatever, right? I'm sure they have a big marketing department. Would you ever make a commercial? I'm talking to Scott and other people that are watching, like Tim or Sandra. Would you ever make a commercial for the relocation vertical? Right. Obviously, Prime Lending might have their own commercials, but would you do something that was like just targeted? Maybe you run it on LinkedIn and you just target people with Global Mobility Manager keyword or RMC keyword or relocation manager keyword and just hone in on those value props. Is there a value in running a commercial just for your industry segment?
Yeah. Amen. That's a great question.
Like Tim does transportation for the Tim saying, I felt like I was sitting in my seat on a Delta flight before the safety video.
Yes. Good. I appreciate
He
that.
said extremely professional and I believe effective. Tim, I'm going to ask you why. Why was it effective? What about that do you think? Because Tim, like I could, in taking this question about industry specific commercials a step further, Tim does transportation for, household goods where he provides alternative shipping capacity, right? For household goods shipments. And that is a super niche thing, right?
Yeah.
But could he make a commercial that really targets his customers and his unique value proposition in a way that shows his clients he understands their pain points and has a solution to solve for them? Like, what type of a video would you kind of recommend for that?
Well, what I'll give you probably first is a story pattern, a good story pattern to follow.
Okay.
And so, a book that I was reading, fantastic book called Resonate, and it's about presentation, storytelling, all that stuff. It gives how there's three acts. So, act one in any story is you find a relatable, a likable, and potentially reluctant hero.
So Tim would have to go find actors.
Well,
for
not
this.
necessarily.
Oh,
It could be a customer testimonial. It could be someone at his office that works for him. But the story itself has to encapsulate that, right? Like Danny in this video, he's a relatable and likable father,
100%.
right?
Nailed
And
that
so,
part. Yeah.
and the roadblocks is the act two. Like what is the hero or the potential hero encounter as roadblocks? And for him, it was, working in a way where he has to let his family go off and do their thing every single day. And then he has to go and find places to help our candidates
Yep.
find their position. So that's
Right.
the roadblock. And then the act three would be emerging transformed. Now, keep in mind it doesn't say emerging victoriously. It's emerging transformed.
Different.
Right. And so because sometimes you don't win, sometimes life gives you the the raw deal. But if you emerge transformed and learn, then you can go win next time. But thankfully for this series, he did win and he did find a great candidate for the position. and he emerged transformed in a way where he was excited about the work that he did, and his client was excited for him as well. And so
Yes.
for Tim, it's being able to just use that pattern in any way, shape, or form for any type of video. It could be a cinematic story, it could be a customer testimonial, it could be an explainer video, honestly, because all you're doing is problem, bridge, solution.
Right. Or as I've heard it kind of described, problem, solution, result.
That yeah.
Right. Like in a testimonial style video, which is another thing that we get contracted to do as well. So I don't know if we're allowed to. Are we allowed to talk about some of our clients and what we're doing out there? I don't know.
It's all good. It's all good.
One of the things. Okay, I'll just say an RMC has contracted us to go out to their big client event, which is happening later this summer, and they're going to have a bunch. I mean, I would say a bunch. A few dozen clients in a room. They're doing like kind of a thought leadership, come together, benchmarking, kumbaya, have fun, kind of client appreciation thing. And we're going to set up a spot where we're going to take client testimonials, and then we're going to stitch those client testimonials together to basically reinforce their 3 key selling propositions in the market where they feel like they are, where they're above average, where they have an advantage. And then we're going to have those clients in their own words reinforce why they chose this client. And the idea behind it is to differentiate yourself through an RFP process, right? So when we get stuck in these RFP processes, and we've all been in one of those situations, right? And we're just filling out stuff on a piece of paper, and half of us have the same answers. We feel like it just comes down to price sometimes. And this is a way for you to set yourself apart.
Yep.
I think video does that so credibly. We've got some people coming in here answering the questions. Let's see what Scott, Tim, anybody else have questions about video or comments about how they could use it, or how we could just design some video concepts for people right off the
cuff.
Yeah. Scott's saying mortgage is hard to generate excitement via a commercial. I don't know. I disagree a little bit. Maybe but those are the industries to me that need it the most.
Yeah.
Give me something that's like a commoditized industry. Like give me like a screw manufacturer, right? And all I make fasteners, right? And it's like, that's boring. And I'm just going to, chisel you down a penny per package of screws, and like, that's the game. I'm gonna put the screws to you, and it's like, if you can find a way to make screws like personally, we hold together your home. You know what I mean? Like, whoa, okay, you got purpose now.
There you go.
We can give screws purpose.
Yep.
We can give mortgages. Well, because you're helping people get into their happy place, their happy home, right, Scott? All right, let's see what he says. Mortgage is hard to generate excitement via a commercial. Maybe a shot of a bison taking down a rocket or a horse-drawn carriage. He gives you the winky face here. I think he's taking a shot at his 2 biggest competitors. Honestly, though, I could see the benefits. Being likable and relevant are key in today's world. Yeah, being likable and relevant. I mean, that's
what everybody wants.
Everybody needs that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely.
I totally. But all kidding aside, I think being funny is important too.
Yeah.
Is there a place for funny in these videos?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I think
is it harder to do funny?
It's harder to execute funny.
Yeah.
Because we all find funny different. It is very subjective. Okay. And so
and it's risky.
It is. It's a little riskier.
Somebody could be like, that's not funny.
Yeah.
Like, best case, like, that's not funny. Worst case, like, that's offensive.
Exactly. Yeah. And so, yeah, it's harder to execute funny. You have to generalize a lot. But you also have to, I think, stay culturally up to date so that it can also remain in the space of what's going on in today's culture. So,
yeah. I see this idea with, Scott says this is a family show. Ben's funny is definitely risky. My funnies, you're canceled. All right, Scott. We can brainstorm all. No, but you know what he's talking about? He's talking about with this bison taking down a rocket or a horse-drawn carriage. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
What's the budget on? Because I know we were like, hey, this is accessible and people can make this happen. You ever do something with like an animal? You ever?
I know. I'm like a bison.
A bison, like very specifically, not a buffalo, not a longhorn, a bison.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Where
I
would you even
mean,
get a bison?
we got to go to Yosemite to start.
You gotta go to bison.com.
Yeah.
Get a bison on rent. We need like a 2-day bison and a
Yeah, I
handler
don't
probably.
exactly. I don't even
You
know.
handle bison?
I do not.
That's a second shooter.
That is a second.
It's a
Yeah,
second
it's
shooter.
a lot of seconds.
Yeah, it's a second bison handler. The bison union is strong actually. You probably need 3 bisons handle. Yeah, so you need a bison. Okay, this right here. What about video AI for this? You're like,
Wow.
I want Scott Chapman's beautiful face, kind of like superhero treatment. I want a bison, a raging but benevolent bison,
Okay.
attacking a rocket that is on the move, but somehow this bison catches up to the rocket,
Somehow.
veers it off course. It smashes into the horse-drawn carriage,
There you go.
explodes the carriage. No horses were harmed.
No, just
And
AI
the bison
horses.
just like gallops to the top of the mountain triumphantly with a cape on.
Man, yeah, a good 30 grand. I think we can knock that out.
30 grand, maybe 5 if we use AI.
There
I
you
don't
go.
know. Scott, hit me up, DM me. We'll make this happen for you. Tim Quirk saying, when I finished watching, I knew what you did. Had somewhat of an idea of how you do it, and you have success. Okay, so Tim saying when he finished that commercial, he understood what we did for a service, how we did it, and that we're successful in what we do, which I'm sure gave him confidence. I also want to work with a person or company that I can relate to. I can relate to Danny via this video. Wow.
100%. And
That's
this is twofold too, because now Danny himself has a brand. Right? He already did have a brand.
Yeah.
But now he's got more of a emotional connection to his brand.
And I think that this video thing is easier to execute when you're willing to let your people have a brand. Most companies out there have not made the leap yet to embracing the individual personal brands of the people that work there. And it's really hard for someone to connect with like an inanimate bison, you know? I mean, let's be honest, right?
Yeah.
Than it is to connect with like a person.
Right.
So like that's like and that's why you have spokespeople.
Yep.
Right. So like Rocket, I'm just gonna go there. Rocket, right? They don't show you a big rocket. Say, look how cool our rocket is. But they get Barry Sanders to come out because everybody likes Barry Sanders.
Yep.
But yeah, companies are very hesitant to put Danny on a video or Adam or Jillian or whatever. I mean, how many times do companies use actors?
All the time.
Right. Or stock video.
Yep. Yeah.
Huge miss, in my opinion.
And so there's always a bell curve, and there's always like a full spectrum on this. It's one of the sides of the bell curve is completely relatable, employees or people that they can see themselves as, not actors. And on the other side is you make the person so relatable in general, but you don't put a face or a name to them that anybody can see themselves as that person. So vis-a-vis Apple iPod silhouette commercials where all you saw was a black silhouette and then the white
when they were dancing, right?
Yep.
So they're dancing, but you could kind of like, was that Lenny Kravitz or was that like Bono?
when it was just the people dancing, when it was just the normal people. I get it when like they had the actors, but like or the singers, but when it was just the silhouettes,
this could be anybody.
It was I could be that person dancing in the middle of the street and just enjoy my day. So it's like it is the two sides of the spectrum. It's like you make that person so relatable and you put a face and you're like, I can relate to that guy. Or you make it so general in a nice way where people are like, I could be that.
All right. And the other, because you love bell curves, so we're going to just keep with this bell curve idea, right? So the other, I'll just say spectrum is on the one side of the spectrum is a TikTok or a Instagram reel, or like, I used to make these videos walking down the street of Chicago, like, hey, I'm in Chicago, y'all, at the, Midwest Relocation Conference,
Yep.
Can't wait to see y'all. There's that like user generated selfie style stuff. And then on the other side of it is, I'm just going to say, we're going to keep saying Apple commercial, or whatever, right? Hugely cinematic, big budget, beautiful, maybe impersonal, although increasingly personal lately. It almost feels like they're trying to go the other. So like where do companies need to be? Because I think this is one of the things that people get stuck on. all the time is like, what do I have permission to do? What should I be doing? What's the right tone and vibe for what different application? You know what I mean?
Right. I as generic as this answer is going to be, it's all context.
Okay.
It's all
Let's give
context.
some examples. Let's talk a little bit. What's up, Jose? I see Jose checking in from Reversal. Jose, we're talking video. Let me know what your thoughts are on video, and what kind of commercial you would make if you made one. But yeah, talk about the different types of context and stuff.
Okay. So what I can kind of glean on here is we see, there's my examples. I'm like, where are they at? So you look at different products or services that companies offer as your stronghold of like where you want to be able to see yourself as a video marketing strategy.
Okay.
So let's say Allstate, right? You're in good hands.
You're in good hands.
Is a very classic campaign that as soon as you remember that, you can hear that. And that is one man telling you that sounds like God.
Yeah. Or the president from 24.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
But you weren't relating to him. You were relating to the scenarios that he was providing and that you were taken care of.
And the need to feel comfortable in his hands.
Exactly. Right.
I felt very comfortable.
I felt very comfortable just leaning right in.
Just wanted to be
but that context is the stories are what people relate to, not that actor. And what that gives is the context of our product takes care of you no matter who or what is happening in your life.
Right. So my question is, do you need to have a cinematic Allstate level commercial to do that? Or can you do that run and gun? Like, what is the appropriate application for run and gun versus cinematic commercials? What you did here with Danny was super cinematic. So curious what you see the application being and how it's different.
Well, I mean, the budget is always what's different for sure. And so,
but also the budget is a factor. Like the cost is a factor of what do you get in return.
Mm-hmm.
So if like you're going to give me like $1 million of incremental revenue, my budget's going to be way bigger than if this ain't doing nothing for me and it's just a fun thing to do.
And we'll probably come back to this, but that's where we'll probably lean on to value based pricing. So we'll lean into that a little bit later. But that's kind of where we get into that space is we're probably going to charge Apple or Nike differently than a smaller mom and pop shop. By
Nike,
default.
if you're watching, I'm sorry about insulting you guys in the first half of the program. Yes. We will give you a discount.
We will.
Thank you for being with us today, Nike.
Yes, 1,000%. And so,
don't care what you guys stand for.
But the context of all of that will be determined by the product or the service, and then also the story that you're trying to tell.
What does a commercial like the one we just saw with Danny? And if you missed it, rewind it, or maybe we'll show Jill's here towards the end if you want to stick around for it, because we got more where that came from. But what would something like a project like that? Because I think people see that and they're like, that's dope. That's really nice. That's like something you'd see when you're about to take off on Delta Airlines. What does something like that cost a company to produce?
It'll vary a little bit in the same way that real estate varies. And so the way that I think about it is depending on where you're going to shoot something is going to be the first sign of how much something's going to cost. So if we did, if we buy a house in New York as compared to Dallas.
So this is going to cost a house.
I mean, no, I'm just the context of the real estate is kind of what I'm getting at. Right, but I would say, is it cool to even ask what people might think a video like that would cost?
If you watched it, you guys want to throw out some numbers, or should we? You know what? Why don't you throw out some numbers? What do you think that this type of video or commercial would run, or that you would expect to pay for a commercial like this for your company? We got people who are commenting, and Dennis Haysbert. I don't know, Stephen Hoffman. You tagged Dennis here. Maybe that's a marketing person. I'm not really sure.
Maybe.
Hosea, what's up? Hosea, good to see you. Danny saying the feedback I've gotten from people is how much the music enhanced the emotional connection they felt when watching the video. That's so true. Never realized how important music choice is. And Danny's a musician.
Amen. Hey, I saw all the guitars. I saw all the music.
It's everything.
It was awesome.
Pardon me. Yeah, I'd love to know what you guys think that cost would be. Do we want to show Jill's while
Yeah.
people sit on that?
Yeah, let's show Jill's.
Tim, Scott, Hosea, Steven, Danny, Sandra. I'd love to know what you think that video would cost or to do a commercial like this.
Oh, Dennis Haysbert is the all
hands. All
or-
hands.
or the Allstate guy?
Oh, the all hands guy. All hands is a ready to drink beverage.
Oh,
But the Allstate guy, that is, you're in good hands.
you're in good hands. Got it.
All hands, yeah. That's funny. Well, thanks for tagging Dennis. I hope he
appreciate
stops
that.
by the program.
Yeah, I hope he
Maybe he could appear in our
tunes
next
That'd be great.
program. Stephen, also would love to know what your thought is about, you work with a company that's really big and has a lot of verticals that they play in, but would you ever consider doing a like relocation specific commercial? Do you think there's value in speaking directly to the relocation market for like for deal services, for instance? Let's play that one with Jill here and see what people think about it. It's a little different vibe. I mean, it's similar but different.
Yep. Here we go.
Love to know what you think this would run.
I can go. Here we go.
No wrong answers.
And
Everyone wants to find their happy place, and at GLOMO, it's our purpose to help you find yours. Our team of dedicated recruiters will help you understand everything you need to know about the hiring process, and will keep you continually informed so that you are never in the dark. We are here to help you stay up to date with some of the best organizations to work for. With our core values of truth, love, and fun, we are determined to help you find the company that will value you. With our reach, relevancy, and relationships, we understand how fast industries can shift. So whether a company is scaling or needs to hire due to a change in the market, GLOMO will be there every step of the way.
Jill saying my Hollywood moment. Yes,
Very.
Jill.
very Hollywood.
Well done. Well done. You and your supporting actor there. Really nice. Jill, how did that feel to be in that? What was that experience like? Were you nervous? Curious what you thought. How was she on set?
Man, both Danny and
Real
Jill
diva,
were so.
wasn't she?
I mean, listen, they had like assistants everywhere grabbing coffees. They wanted green M&Ms in their bowls. No, they were both so easy to work
You had to
with.
get a trailer. Did Jill have a trailer in the middle of like Fifth
She had
Avenue?
a wheelbarrow.
That's great. Jose saying, great job, Jill. Yeah, I'm curious to know what you think a commercial like that would run. Feel free to throw numbers out there. I'm really curious. Well, what would you expect a company to pay for a commercial like that? Want to know what you think if the application would be for a commercial like that
Yep.
in relocation. Just really curious.
Filmed at Grand Central Station and throughout the city of New York.
Yeah. So at Grand Central.
Yeah.
Did you need permits for that? Like,
Uh,
just did it? Just out here. Just
Listen.
doing it. Hey, we give discounts. We don't need permits. It's a little cheaper. Be honest with you.
Money's got to be saved somewhere, right?
Yeah. That's funny. Let's see. It's really hard to say what deal would spend money on. They do things differently. Cool. Jose Botley saying 20K. Yeah. Yeah. Love the guess. Good guess.
Not a bad guess.
Yeah, not a bad guess at all. Jill said not nervous at all. Adam is an amazing director.
Thank you. Jill's very easy to work with. She's what I really.
How many
really,
takes did that take?
No, I'm not gonna lie.
A lot of takes. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
The very, very first one coming out of the stairs from Grand
Mhm.
Central Station, that was our very first shot of the day.
Yeah.
So it took probably me and Jill getting comfortable with the scenario. But
How did you do it? How did you time it? Like, or give us like some behind the scenes tricks there.
yeah, so this is why it was so great working with Jill, because sometimes you just vibe with somebody and work really well. Where I set up a manual focus situation to where I know my camera has great autofocus, but I set it up to where I walk to a certain position and it would come into focus with her
Oh, yeah.
manually. And so my thing was I was going off her timing. So however fast she could get up the stairs, I was gauging that while watching to make sure I didn't trip, while framing the shot, and also making sure I didn't run into anybody. So all of that was happening in my head at the same time. But Jill was doing really great to be able to get to her spot, look left, look right, and then walk left like I wanted her to.
Right.
And it took honestly maybe 4 takes. And that was our very first shot of the day. But that was the one that took the longest. After that, it was smooth sailing.
Did you feel like you were gonna have any problems shooting in Grand Central?
You know what's crazy?
That was your
Is-
first time there, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was. I honestly did not think about that at all. I legit did
Nice,
not
my
have a
man.
thought in my mind of like someone's gonna stop me.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is gonna get done no matter what. And I didn't have
Yes.
a thought in my head.
That's what you gotta
And sure
do.
enough, nobody bothered me. Everybody thought it felt like everybody thought I was supposed to be there. It was great.
Well, yeah, in New York, right?
Yeah.
Adam saying, Jose saying, Adam, I need to know the cost. Hit me up. Yeah, we're gonna leave Jose in suspense there.
Yeah, a
Jose
little
threw a
bit.
number out there. In order to, and Sandra's saying I have no idea on the outside costs. Yeah, no, that's I mean, yeah, I get it. Stephen Hoffman saying they don't like to spend money, but yet they're paying Steven's salary. So they know they got a little bit of money.
Got some.
Got a little bit of that money. Plus, did they go IPO yet? What's the deal, Steven? You got some of those pre-IPO stock options there? But what are some of the ways that you could? So we saw 2 commercials there. What are some of the ways that if people are interested in doing something like that for their company, they can save some of the cost?
The easiest way to save costs on stuff like that is doing multiple videos in one shoot.
So like designing a whole campaign,
Yes.
shooting it at the same time. So you're paying for like one set of flights.
Yep.
You're doing it all together. So there's like a boom, boom, boom factor, whatever that's
Exactly. You're basically compounding your own money at that point because you're now not paying for multiple productions.
called. Mhm.
And if being able to have any type of production team that knows how to plan things out for you accordingly, you can save 5, 10, 15 grand because you want to lump your videos together into a solid campaign, or they don't even have to be the exact same campaign. It could be different purposes.
Yeah.
But if you're able to bring in a video production company and give them, hey, we want 3 or 4 videos, all this, and this, and here's our locations. We want to lump them together. You're going to save some money for sure right off the bat.
Okay.
Because like you said, travel is down, rooms are down.
The other thing I think too that you could save money on that also actually increases the value of the is to use your own people in the
Your own people.
videos.
Yep.
Don't use actors. I don't know what actors cost.
In New York, man, I don't know.
I don't even know, you know.
Listen.
Yeah. But I mean, use your own people.
Yep.
The first people I saw that did that actually was Crown Relocation. When I went in to visit their office in Houston, I'd like looked around, they had all these like stuff on the walls and stuff. And they were all their own employees.
Nice.
And I thought that was just like so cool. Because I'm like looking at it and I'm like squinting. I'm like, is that Tony? Is that his wife and kids like at the beach or something? And they're like, yeah, in all of our materials, we use our own people.
Yep.
I thought that was so cool. And authentic and genuine.
Amen. Yeah. And that's going to save big costs already, because now you're basically giving, in a way, you're giving your employees kind of a day off to have fun and add value to the company in a different way they never knew they could. And saving a bunch of money in the meantime.
Well, and the other thing I'd say too, as a person who's hired marketing agencies like externally, there's some lost in translation moments where you're trying to translate what your vision is and your value proposition is, and you're telling them so that they can tell your customers, right? Like, okay, this is the problem, this is the solution, this was the result, this is our unique selling proposition in the market. Like you're downloading that information to them and hoping that they understand it on a level that took you decades to understand.
Right.
So that they can then articulate it back out via video.
Yep.
And so it's never going to be as well, there's aspects of storytelling that they're going to get better than we're going to get as, business owners.
Mhm.
But they're never going to understand your product and service and its application in the market better than you're going to understand it. So by including your people in the production of it, even if they're just actors,
Yep.
the way, like, you might give them a voiceover script, say this, and they're like, well, I wouldn't really say it that way. I might say it more like this. And you're like, okay, that sounds good too. It's 5 seconds and it also works. So
Exactly.
let's do that. So I think there's just so much value that comes from adding your own people into the process.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Jillian says, "Amen, Adam. That didn't feel like a work day at all. Isn't that the best when you can do stuff like that for work and it doesn't feel like work?"
Yeah. 100%. It's just a fun day of walking around New York City trying to find the perfect shot.
Yeah. Or in Stephen Hoffman's case, just boosting that stock price when it goes IPO second half of next year. That's awesome. Jose will definitely be in conversation. I think doing Jose's team when they're at the Versal conference is a really good one down in Scottsdale. I know they do that a lot.
Totally. So do you want to walk through?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. You didn't even let me finish.
Well, I want you to. I mean, I know I've been talking a lot, but I mean, I also want you to share what you think is valuable.
Okay, cool. No, but do you want to talk about the cost?
Yeah, sure.
So
do y'all want to hear about the cost?
So to help Hosea, right, on the cost of all this, typically, let's say, as I worked in freelancing a lot and being able to do this as an outside freelancer, this would probably normally cost anywhere between 25 to 28,000.
25 to 28,000.
Yeah, for the nice thing is for both these videos lumped together.
Yeah. So if they want to do like a 2-part campaign,
yeah,
or something like that,
that's where you can save a lot of money. Is because yes, it was filmed in New Jersey and New York, so you got multiple stops for travel. Then you have 2.5 to 3 days of filming, and then you have anywhere between like 48 to 56 dedicated hours of editing, because you're talking about audio mastering, you're talking about graphics and animation, you're talking about color correction and all those things that go into even putting this together.
Stuff my eyes have been really open because like stuff I didn't even know. Like color correction is one of those things like I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Audio design, like you did for the IM video where you're like birds in the background. It's like
sound
design.
design.
He's like, yeah, I'll put that bird in there. I'm like, what?
You're like, whoa.
But it set the scene like you were there.
Exactly. Yeah. And so what I would say individually, these videos will probably cost anywhere between 15 to 20 individually. But when you lump them together, you're saving that $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 of production costs and travel costs because you're just lumping them together.
Okay. So about 25 to 28 is what you say.
Yeah.
The two of these would cost together.
Yeah.
So when Hosea said 20K for like one.
For one, yeah.
He's probably made for one, but for two, it's only like another 8K more.
He even overshot a little bit, which is nice, but he knows the value.
Yeah.
Right. And the thing to answer Steven's question is what about the cost of not doing this? Right. Ooh. Well, that's a great question because it comes down to what are the clients that you would have never had if they would have never seen your story.
Yeah. Yeah. And what is the value of connecting with people on a deep emotional level? Steven wants to know about the Groupon. Yeah, it's a $20,000 Groupon. You should buy it.
Exactly.
But if you want to go to us direct, we'll do it for 20K also. Do that old Groupon thing. Just hit us up. Send us the promo code. We'll honor any Groupon, Steven. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, the cost of not doing is I think what 90% of the companies out there do. They just do things the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
And what's funny is they won't blink about going ERC and sending 4 people to ERC with hotels in Boston and registrations and whatnot and travel and expense and steaks and bar tabs and whatever and booths and things like that, which is going to, 20, 30. I mean, I spent $30,000 in our team to ERC last year. We didn't even exhibit, So, I mean, that's a lot.
Yep.
Right. But then you have videos that live on your website and on LinkedIn and wherever. And I literally was just talking to a CEO yesterday about a president role that we were looking at in East Texas. And I'm on the phone with him and he didn't know who we were, which was like red flag number 1, but he didn't know who we were. So what's the first thing he did?
Looked you up.
He looked us up. He went on our website. He's like, oh, I can see here you do this, this, and this. So he didn't have, this is so interesting, because we don't usually work with people who don't know who we are,
Right.
because we want them to have that value that we've established through all the goodwill and all the 3.5 years and 495 episodes of Love and Relo and yada, 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 right? All the hugs, handshakes, and cocktails we bought over 3.5 years. But the point is, he could get that vibe from watching that video of Danny and his family
100%.
and like shortcut, like if he's coming in late, he could shortcut those 3 years of goodwill.
Yeah.
Jose is asking, is there an universal client discount? 2 for $20, Jose. 2 for $20. We'll hit you with the flea market price. 2 for $20. Hit you with the Bronx special.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, Jose, always for you, buddy. Always. Our day one customer, Jose from Universal. Great company. The other thing I would think about too, let's go. We got a graphic real quick because I think, and we're just gonna roll as long as y'all roll with us.
Here we go.
We got a graphic about the length of videos. I think this is a really important question that people ask sometimes. What's the appropriate length of a marketing video? As you can see my hand over here. Thanks. Hey. Most videos here, according to this graph, are 1 to 3 minutes. That's 36%, a little over more than the third, according to HubSpot.
Yeah, this is optimal length.
Yeah,
that
optimal
people
length.
like. But
That
again,
people like. This is people's.
This is people surveyed the video length that they like. Now, my thing is this is always in context, because I think we talked about this earlier. Is I'd be really upset if my TED Talk video was only 60 seconds.
And most people are upset that Love and Relo is an hour. 98% of people aren't watching right now. But that's legit. That's true, right? This is a long form content, and long form has a place just like short form has a place.
Yep, exactly.
There's a place for 15-second TikToks, and there's a place for 1 hour podcasts.
Right. Yep.
I mean, gosh, you look at what Joe Rogan and Theo Vaughn and these people are doing. They're going 2 hours.
Exactly. Sometimes 3 or 4. Depending on the guest.
Yeah, and so anyway, my thought is here with this is that there's a different application depending on what you're trying to accomplish.
Yep. And the best way that we've talked about this is being able to describe it as the teaser trailer, the trailer, and then the movie. And at the end of the day, you can have the 10, 15, 30, 60-second video be your teaser.
Yeah.
To be able to give people insight, excitement, or any type of curiosity to learn about your brand. And that has that place. And then they'll go into your website and maybe see an about you or
can we do a versal real quick? I want to break down what a sub 1 minute, 3 to 5 minute, and then a movie would be like.
Okay.
Because I actually have ideas on this.
Okay. So
let's start with the short stuff.
So share with me real quick.
Okay.
Everything that Versal does, because I'm not so well versed.
No, I hear you. Well versed on the Versal.
Yeah.
So a Versal is a international moving company, freight forwarder. They also do domestic small shipments and capacity solutions for corporate relocation clientele and federal government agencies. Mm-hmm. And their 3 USPs, I would say, are responsiveness. I don't know how you say hand holding, or that kind of approach where you really kind of get to know your clients and partner with them. And then I'd say, competitive pricing would be the 3. They are also a Black owned company and also a service disabled veteran owned company, which is especially important with government clients and government contractor clients. Mm-hmm. So those would be kind of some of the things. And Sandra says, and great company with culture, great company culture with great people. Yeah. Which Sandra, like perfect example. Everybody says they have great people. Everybody says, oh, we have great company culture. Like everybody's saying that right now. But I don't believe any of it. People say, oh, we have great service. I don't believe any of it. But if you show me it, I'll believe it.
Yep.
Like, what does that really mean in practice? Tell me a story.
Yep. Yeah. And I think being able to see a company like a Versal, let's say we created a social media campaign, 15, 30 seconds, right? I would first focus on who are their biggest 3 clients.
Yep.
And then tailor those small short form videos around that. So maybe you have a military family that's moving from one location to another, and a picture of the dad who maybe got deployed
Yep.
was left behind,
Mm-hmm.
and the kid was really upset about it. But then out of nowhere, it still got delivered to him in a quick 30-minute span, because the video is just of the picture traveling
Oh,
back.
there's a picture.
So it's just like,
that got left
let's
within-
say this is the picture and the camera is stationary on the photo. So
Mhm.
you're seeing a little bit of what's going on behind the photo, a little bit of the travel,
Ah,
and then it gets into the kid's hands, and then boom, the camera reverses and the kid's holding a picture of his dad.
super cinematic. Yeah, that's wow, that's interesting. Okay, I'm gonna do one. 15 to 30-second social media for me would be something like maybe there's a heart. I'm a big emotions guy.
Mhm.
So maybe people are making this like, Justin Bieber heart looking thing. So maybe people are making like this heart, and then it zooms in or something, and it's like it comes into focus, and it's either the client or the maybe employee or team member, whatever.
Mhm.
And maybe it's like one word to describe reversal. And so they're like responsive,
Yeah.
and then they'd say why. Whenever I call Jose, I know he's going to be there, and I know he's going to take my call no matter time of day or night,
Yeah.
and give me the answer I need. And like just super like tight, intimate kind of shot.
Yeah.
From
100%.
a customer who's known in the industry by their face, right?
Yeah. And the beauty of those two, right, is they're not crazy explanatory.
No,
They're just
super
they're
easy.
rocking curiosity,
Yes,
right? To be able to have people understand, okay, what is this company about? They've put a lot of thought and effort into these two stories,
Mhm.
and maybe they're going to put that much thought and effort into me.
Yes.
And so now they're curious, and then maybe they pop on the website, and then that's where they see the 1 minute to 3 minute video of a quick background of Reversal, of the clients they serve, of the history of what they've done. And then after that, when they become clients, or when they've finally got to the sale of buying your product, then they can finally hop on those 5-6 minute videos that you've designed to be able to get them through the process, the hand holding process of how to do next steps and this and that.
All right, I'm gonna pitch you on a movie now. I want to one of these days, like Adam and I are gonna do a movie, like a documentary, like a 30 for 30 style. 1 hour. It doesn't have to be like 2 hour runtime,
Alright.
but like a 1 hour. Hosea, I think, has one of the best stories in our industries, because real quick, I'll tell you the Hosea Botley story, which I
Yeah.
think should be a movie. Which Hosea is gonna be more than 20K. But but it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope, man. It's gonna be dope. And it's so Hosea went in the Navy for like 20 years or something. Got out of the Navy, went to work for a moving company, right, within a major van line system, right? Worked his way up to basically being the president of the company. Okay. And then he had, and I'm gonna share Jose, because I think you've been pretty open about this stuff. But he had liver failure, right? And I mean, his liver was just shot, right, to the point where he couldn't even work, and he was just dragging himself to work, and he was jaundiced, and he was next to death. And so he was on the list for a liver transplant, and he finally got the liver transplant, and then he coded out on the operating table twice. So he basically died twice on the operating table. So when he came out of that and he was okay, he had like a new lease on life.
Yeah.
And he realized he couldn't continue to do things the same way he had been doing them, and he couldn't continue to not live his dream and walk in that purpose that frankly God had for him.
Right.
And also just practically speaking, he couldn't get life insurance, all the things that we think about as far as like planning for our families and everything in the future, so he had to take a risk. And so he talked to his wife, and his wife blessed the plan of him starting his own business. And so he went out and he started his own business. And there was a couple of people kind of instrumental, ups and downs along the way. And then now he enjoys some of the best relationships and partnerships in the business with some major RMCs, some major clients, some major just super influential, amazing people who been there throughout the growth pattern. And now he's the what I would, I believe to be the, largest minority owned veteran, service disabled veteran owned, moving company, in the United States, if not the
Wow.
world,
It's amazing.
and continuing to grow. Right. I mean, obviously the story's not over, but I mean,
Yeah.
super, super cool story arc there,
That's incredible.
Yeah. So like, let's make a
Seriously.
movie
I'm
about
like,
it. Let's do it.
I now want to go and hang out with Hosea for like a whole month and capture his life.
Hosea came to speak at our company event last year, and we had a professional LinkedIn speaker. I, of course, gave plenty of talks. We talked about our budget, our strategy, all sorts of stuff. And afterwards, I asked everybody on the team what their favorite part of the week was. We went and visited 2 clients, 2 major RMCs, all sorts of stuff. And went to dinners, went to sporting events, whatever. And I asked people what their favorite part of the week was. And Hosea's talk,
Yeah.
Hosea's story was the best part of the week. So I
Yeah.
think it could be huge.
It has impact. I mean, just listening to it here is groundbreaking for me to just see the struggle, see the victory,
Yeah.
see the mindset change, see the transformation
Yes.
of his life on the back end. Yeah.
So anyway, so that's the movie I think we should pitch. That might be like a package. We might have to put you on a payment plan or something, figure that out. But we'll sell it to some studios or something, get some investment on it.
Got it.
All right. Well, we've kind of gone over time here. Any final thoughts you want to just share with people?
Yeah, no, I think first and foremost, obviously, I appreciate the ability to build a brand within GLOMO,
Yeah.
which I appreciate a ton, because it's giving me more ownership of what we're doing, and more stake in being able to share the stories of GLOMO and share stories of GLOMO's clients. And so, what I would say is, don't be afraid to at least look into what it's going to initially feel like a cost for you and your company to put stories down on video, but really see them as an investment, because someone like myself, I do care about what companies care about because they have causes and they have stories. And I'm someone who is very cognizant on, are the brands and products that I'm supporting, do they support people? And if you have a story like that, if you have a Hosea Botley story or even anything remotely close that is why you built your brand or why you built your company or why you do what you do, I mean, people are going to care about that. And to document that in a way where they can revisit that every time they're wondering if they should do business with you, I think it matters.
I think it does too. Couldn't agree more. Adam, this has been great. Adam Sotelo, video production manager here at GLOMO, chief storyteller. This has been a lot of fun. It's been really cool to kind of curate this line of business with you and be able to tell our clients' stories. It's one of the more fun things that we get to do here.
Yeah.
Telling our own stories too. It's kind of writing our own story. It's
Right.
pretty cool. Hey, stay tuned. Tomorrow we will have.
It's Thursday. Jeremy.
Tomorrow we will be having lunch. Thursday, Jeremy Fudge from BAL Ball in the house, live here in studio, right?
Live in studio.
Live is Dallas guy. Live in studio here, partner at BAL. So all the immigration news, we're